Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, Ridwanullah family. Welcome back to another special episode of Ridwanullah TV's New Year's Goals and Resolutions. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We have successfully started the new year of 1441 Hijri year, and that is the system that I use for my productivity. I have an actual productivity system that I've created around that. And inshallah, we will be getting into that bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. First and foremost, all praise and thanks are due to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, our creator, owner, and sustainer. And may the one who's worthy of worship and all praise without any associates or intermediaries. And may the peace and blessings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be upon the most esteemed leader and most honorable teacher, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, his family, his companions, and those who follow him until the day of judgment. Allahumma ameen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We will continue with the normal process for this special edition of Ridwanullah TV's New Year Goals and Resolutions. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I just want to let you know it takes a lot of work to be able to get, to the point where I'm in front of the mic recording some of these things. And, granted that it's not going to be perfect. Granted that, we're striving for perfection. It also just still takes a lot of work. But before we dive into the rest of the month, the New Year goals and resolutions for 1441 that I'm so excited about, as well as extremely nervous about, inshallah, we'll start with the kalam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.
وجعلنا على قلوبهم أكنة أن يفقهوه وفي آذانهم وقرا وإذا ذكرت ربك في القرآن وحده ولوا على أدبارهم نفورا نحن أعلم بما يستمعون به إذ يستمعون إليك وإذ هم نجوى إذ يقول الظالمون إن تتبعون إلا رجلا مسحورا انظر كيف ضربوا لك الأمثال فضلوا فلا يستطيعون سبيلا وقالوا أإذا كنا عظاما ورفاتا أإنا لمبعوثون خلقا جديدا قل كونوا حجارة أو حديدا أو خلقا مما يكبر في صدوركم فسيقولون من يعيدنا قل الذي فطركم أول مرة فسينغضون إليك رؤوسهم ويقولون متاه قل عسى أن يكون قريبا
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen for that beautiful recitation. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us amongst those who listen, take heed, implement, preach, and endure it all with patience. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And inshallah, diving in, before I talk about the sponsors, announcements, and updates, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, I just want to tell you guys what this special edition New Year Goals and Resolutions is really about. Last year was actually the first year that I did it, publicly, or probably even ever, recorded in a video at least, and in this particular fashion, where I'll let you guys know what my, hopes and aspirations or New Year's goals and resolutions were for the whole year of the Hijri calendar 1440. And then, on a monthly basis, I give you a report on where I'm at with it, how much I've accomplished and how much I've left, if any. And then just kind of go through that process of, reaching my full potential, achieving my goals and dreams, and, taking my life to that next level, as well as business, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And that's, basically what I want to continue year after year. Inshallah, as long as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows me to stay alive. I want to let you guys know what my goals and resolutions are, what I hope to accomplish for the whole year. And it's a long list, to be quite honest with you, but at the same time I feel like I'm building a strategic system that is working for me, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, and hence that's the reason why I continue to do it, alhamdulillah. And the reason why I do this is pretty much the exact same as why I do my monthly goals report. For the New Year's goals and resolutions, is basically, to work on pleasing Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and avoiding His displeasure and wrath, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And to reach my full potential, to be held accountable, to inspire and motivate people, and sadaqatul jariyah, which is basically ongoing good deeds or charity, because hopefully the knowledge that I share with you guys throughout this journey as an example of myself, you guys will be able to take this and build upon it from there, because that's what I do with other people. I look at their goals reports. I look at what their what their reports are, what their updates are in certain parts of their life. And I try to take some of the concepts and strategic systems that they are particularly implementing and have benefited from. And some of it is called a keystone concept or keystone strategic system. And that's in essence, the one thing that you could do, such by doing it, will make everything else either easier or unnecessary. And for me, to be quite honest with you, doing my New Year's goals and resolutions and monthly goals report after that is actually a part of it. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So with that being said, inshallah, hopefully you guys have an idea of what this is. The difference between the New Year's goals and resolutions and the monthly goals reports is basically, with the New Year goals and resolutions, I'll just go through the list of goals that I have, and then probably share some nuggets of wisdom throughout and what I've learned from my previous year. And one thing that you will realize is that about 60 to 80% of the goals pretty much stay the same because they are reoccurring. And about 20 to 40% of it would be new, refreshed, replaced, added to, whatever you want to call it, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And I've worked really hard to set these goals. And if I think about something new as I'm going through them, which is another reason of why we're doing the New Year goals and resolutions, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, then I'll be able to add on to that, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And throughout the year, once I set these big goals and dreams, New Year goals and resolutions, things will happen in between that I'll have to adjust my goal. I can't be stuck to one particular outcome unless something doesn't change. But if something changes, for better or worse, I'll have to adapt to it, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And you'll see me, probably, add on to something, adjust to something, delete something, throughout the year. If it's not relevant anymore, I'm not going to continue to focus on it, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So that is in essence what the New Year's goals and resolutions is really about, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And I've kind of re-strategized my reconceptualized and strategized my life. I think you guys will see last year, majority of the time, I had freedom and wealth as number one in whatever title that I had at that particular time. But as of right now, freedom and wealth is actually number 4, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Deen and self is number 1, family and relatives is number 2, ummah and world is number 3, and then last but not least, freedom and wealth. And those are the buckets of goals and subcategories that I'll be breaking things down into, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So I hope you guys could stick with me throughout the video. It's kind of similar to the length of the monthly goals report. So feel free to watch it or listen to it in one sitting, or break it down into a couple of hours, 30-minute sessions, 15-minute sessions, 10-minute sessions, or whatever suits you best to kind of break down this video to be able to get through it bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And I do it in one sitting, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. So let's get into the list of the New Year goals and resolutions. And if I think about anything as I'm going through them, I'll add it onto the list, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. You guys know the drill. If it's a public goal, I'll let you know what it is. If it's new and I remember it, I'll let you know. If it's upgraded, I'll let you know. If it's similar, then we'll just move on as normal. And what else? I cannot think of anything else. Before I dive into the actual goals, sponsorships, announcements, and updates, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The default sponsor is Ridwanullah Organization, which is an online Islamic personal professional development business, an organization that is specifically designed to help you completely maximize your life in business, in this dunya and in the akhirah, by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And you guys can find a little bit more information on Ridwanullah.com. And the reason why I hesitated just a little bit is because the website is under a lot of construction. I really have to get my homepage done, the about page done, and then the Ridwanullah University page done as well, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So your patience will be greatly appreciated. In the meantime, you guys can ask any particular questions or concerns that you may have, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So that is our default sponsor, and bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, if you would like to become a sponsor and just advertise through our channel as well, send your request, budget, and details to Ridwanullah Organization at gmail.com. Once again, that is Ridwanullah Organization at gmail.com. If you fit this vision of completely maximizing our ummah's and world's life and business in this dunya and in the akhirah, by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then we would love to work with you, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And then announcements and updates. I don't think I have too many announcements and updates. The basic ones that I can think about is inshallah next month will be the first official month of Ridwanullah University. That is the online Islamic personal professional development program. On a monthly basis, we give you a specific training, and 2 weeks later we follow it up with the coaching to dive deeper into the lesson to help us understand it a little bit better and more, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. These will be live sessions, so it's $30 per month. You will get 24/7 access to the membership site with the 2 live sessions, and library access, and a group of like-minded individuals who are completely maximizing their lives and businesses in this dunya and in the akhirah, by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this particular program is specifically focused on the life part, but we will cover freedom and wealth, money, finances, career, business, some business, not too deep into the business. There will be a future program for that, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. But that's in essence what the Ridwanullah University is really about. It's been something that I've been working on for the past 5 to 10 years at the very least, and it's finally coming into full fruition for individuals to take full advantage of it, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And I also do coaching and consulting either on a one-on-one basis aside from the program, or with your team as well. So if you would like for me to coach and consult you, to set and achieve your own goals and dreams in life, then and also your business, then send your request, budget, and details to Ridwanullahorganization@gmail.com. My packages are basically on 1 week or 2 weeks. Actually 1 week, 1 month, or a custom package. The 1 week package as of right now is starting off at $100 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And the 1 month bi'idhnillahi ta'ala will be, I'm kind of getting a little bit mixed up. The 1 week will be a $200 package where we'll have a 1 hour session followed up with a 30-minute follow-up session halfway throughout the week, and that is the 1 week package. And then the 1 month package is 4 1 hour sessions, and then 4 30-minute follow-up sessions, and that package is going to be a $500 package. And then the custom will look at what you need specifically, and we'll build on from there, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So that's the coaching and consulting that I do as of right now, and for the most part those are introductory prices, so feel free to take advantage of it while they are available, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, and then we'll be able to move forward from there, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And that is pretty much it. There's some things in the works, but I'll give you guys the announcements and updates as they come along, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So those are the sponsorships, announcements, and updates that I have for our Ridwanullah family and our new Ridwanullah family as well, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So while I have you on right now, if you are returning to the channel, jazakumullahu khair, continue to be so. If you are not a part of the Ridwanullah family, the best way to join and the main way to join is to be a part of our email family, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And this is the main method of communication. You guys can send an email to Ridwanullahorganization@gmail.com and just say, put me on the Ridwanullah email list, and we'll be able to put you on there, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And if you're not subscribed to the channels, please subscribe. Like the video while we have you on there before we even finish off the video, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, because you know how good it's gonna be, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Feel free to engage with me. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys need and want, so I could cater my content to your needs and wants, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And I'll be able to help you completely maximize your life and business in all areas, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So that is my spiel of you helping us help you and get our channels and business to that next level, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So let us dive in head first, and then we shall continue to achieve even more success in this dunya and in the akhirah, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So let's get into it, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So my 1441 goals and resolutions, the first main category is deen and self, and the subcategory is deen. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, deen goals. And then under the deen goals, I have sacred, mindset goals as well along with that. So we'll just continuously go through that, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Some of it might be a little bit wordy, but it suits me because that's what it's intended to do. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So the first goal and resolution that I have for this year, this one is a new one, is completely easily and successfully learned how to understand, how to read and write, understand and speak Quran, Hadith, and Arabic before the end of 1441, inshallah. So that's a big one. The next one is completely easily and successfully re-memorized one of the juz, I don't want to say it right now, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, before the end of 1441, and then memorized a new Quranic juz before the end of 1441, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, is another goal that I have. Easily memorized at least 4 or more authentic hadith before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And that's a reoccurring one. Next is complete, easily and successfully. I think completely might just be a little bit redundant, so I'll just say easily and successfully purified myself from sins and transgressions before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully and consistently attended tafsir class Saturdays and Sundays before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And I like to just put before end of 1441 just to kind of create a little bit of urgency bi-idhnillahi ta'ala for myself. The next goal is consistently attended fiqh class on Saturdays and Sundays before end of 1441. The next goal is joined as many of the monthly lectures at the masjid before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is finished reading summarized Bukhari at least once before end of 1441 inshaAllah. The next goal that I have and next goal and resolution would be take at least the last 10 days of Ramadan off from work. Last 10 days of Ramadan and Eid al-Fitr off from work before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Paid zakah before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Paid zakatul fitr before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So the next goal is fasted 6 days of Shawwal before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And actually before that is completely took full advantage of 1441 Ramadan before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And then fasted 6 days of Shawwal before end of 1441. Fasted and worshipped Actually, I'll reiterate this one. Took full advantage of the first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next one is fasted fasted at least 2 of the white days, which are 13th, 14th, and 15th of every month before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is so I just wanted to quickly share with you bi-idhnillahi ta'ala as I'm zipping through these these goals. I think it's around 200 goals that I've set for the year in all areas of my life, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And one thing that I've realized is it's not an easy task to do. And one of my favorite quotes is, if you do what's easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy, inshallah. So, you can easily get overwhelmed with so many goals as they are. But one thing I've realized is you deal with them as they come, and you schedule them proactively throughout the year in certain pockets where certain times you're extremely busy and certain times you have all the time in the world and everything else in between. Sometimes you might get sick, sometimes you're extremely healthy, and everything in between. So you really don't know exactly how much of these goals you're going to achieve, because you're just pretty much setting your intention, and as well as hoping and wishing and planning and strategizing and executing to the best of your abilities. So if you fall a little bit short, then it's perfectly fine. Like I remember last year, my first year doing it, I've accomplished about 60% of my goals, which was unbelievable, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, compared to the previous years where I didn't even feel like I've accomplished much. And hopefully by this year I could probably bump up another 20%, because now I know the whole process. I know the whole system of setting and achieving my goals and resolutions for the year, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, and I will continue to get better and better. So hopefully by next year I could accomplish about 80%. Well, I should say this year about 80% of my goals. So it's important to keep in mind, in the beginning you're gonna suck really bad. But the more you do it, the frequently you do it, the building blocks that you're building right now, as I'm building right now, and hopefully you can join me in this journey by doing your own monthly goals report and posting it as an online content. You guys will be able to accomplish so much. I cannot have fathomed or imagined, being in this particular predicament in my life. To be quite honest with you, in completely maximizing my life as well as building an online business is unbelievable to me, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. So I highly encourage you to do the same, if not better, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So continuing on is successfully took full advantage of the 4 holy months of the year of 1441 before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is fasted 2 days fasted 2 days including Ashura of Muharram of 1441 before the end of the year, before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is fasted Mondays and Thursdays on a regular basis every week, before the end of 1441, except holidays, my quarterly retreats, or when I'm sick, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is consistently prayed Fajr at the masjid before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is continuously improved the sweetness of Iman and Taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before the end of 1441. The next goal is continuously improved on purifying my intentions and sincerity for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before end of 1441. The next goal is successfully sacrificed an animal during Eid al-Adha before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is successfully looked for other programs and other courses and programs that will help me maximize my deen before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next one is easily and successfully went to Hajj before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And that's a big stretch goal for me. To be quite honest with you, I don't know if that'll happen this year. But inshallah, I'm aiming for it, I have the intentions for it. And if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows me, then I'll be unbelievably delighted bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Successfully read, the next goal is successfully read at least one complete deen book before the end of 1441. In this book, I'm going to reread A Sincere Counsel to Seekers of Sacred Knowledge bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So that's one of my favorite authors and sheikhs and alim, Ibn al-Jawzi rahimahullah. So I'll be looking forward to digging back into that, taking my time and understanding the whole process. And I realized one of the mistakes that I've made last year is that I did not, choose a particular book to read. And that's the reason why I actually didn't even finish one book last year, aside from, skimming through a lot of books like this one. I don't know if you guys could see it. This author is actually in Salt Lake City, Utah, surprisingly. So I've realized I'm going to choose the books, before the year starts, and then just take my time reading it throughout the year. And, that way I could actually finish a book, and then, probably do a little bit more bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So that actually concludes my deen and sacred goals. The next one will be my secular and mindset goals bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, and there's just a few of it. The next goal is to easily and successfully, I got to watch out for the personal ones, because now starting to start off, a lot of the personal ones. This one, I'll keep it as private for right now. It's kind of like on the fence, but bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, I want to hope to achieve this before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Let's see what this one is. Oh yeah, so this one's public. So easily and successfully learned how to properly track and budget my personal and professional money and wealth, and which one to prioritize first before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is easily and successfully maximize my emotions before the end of 1441. Emotional intelligence and awareness is an area of life that I like to continuously focus on. So I'll be looking forward to that bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully listen to at least 4 book summaries before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And the next goal is easily and successfully listened to at least 2 audiobooks before the end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is easily and successfully took Financial Peace University bi'idhnillahi ta'ala with my wife and kids. The next goal is easily and successfully took finance and accounting course online before the end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is completely skim through at least 4 physical or digital books from cover to cover before the end of the year, before the end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is easily and successfully read at least 1 physical or digital book before the end of 1441. And the one that I chose right now is to read The Millionaire Mind by T. Harv Eker. I think it was a great book that I kind of skimmed over, so I want to dive deeper into it and understand it a little bit more, and actually implement some of the principles as well, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, or most if not all of them. The next goal is easily and successfully looked out for other courses and programs that will help me maximize my life and business before the end of the year. There's a couple of products and services there's a couple of products and services that I'm interested in trying out myself. And I'm just trying to figure out how to budget for it and make enough time and energy for it for me to take full advantage of it, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So if you have any recommendations for me, please shoot it my way. If you would like for me to try out some of the products and services, whether they're knowledge based, physical product based, or otherwise physical or non-physical product and service based, I'll be able to try that out and let you guys know what I think about it and what my recommendations are from that as well, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So you guys will be able to let me know, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So that actually concludes my secular mindset goals, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot more that I'm thinking about, but considering the overall goals that I have for my life, I just want to make it simple and sweet, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, and then just kind of build from there. I feel like, it's not as complete that it should be, and it's not as strategically systematized as I would like it to be. And I think some of it is just a lot of placeholders, where it's just goals that, I hope and wish to achieve, instead of like things that I'm actually planning to achieve. So I'll be able to improve on that categories, in those categories as well, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one is easily and successfully got my BMI and fat percentage levels to normal levels. Fat percentage to normal levels, and learned more about it before the end of the year. So inshallah, I don't know the exact numbers on that, but throughout I'll be able to do a little bit more research and figure out, where I need to be and actually work towards getting there. I'm not too far off right now, but I am off. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. This one's going to be a big one, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, and it might take me about a month or so to get up and running. It is easily and successfully worked out at least 3 times per day before the end of the year. And I'm aiming for Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, where Mondays I'll be working out my core. Wednesdays I'll be working out my lower body, and Fridays I'll be working out my upper body, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And just keep that consistent routine, and if I need to go above and beyond that, I'll be able to add and adjust and adapt accordingly in and around those days, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And in order to do that, I will add easily and successfully got my gym membership back before the end of the year, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Before the end of 1441. The next goal is easily and successfully eat healthier food on a regular basis to fully detoxify my body before the end of 1441, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is easily and successfully overcame emotional binge eating disorder through portion meals before end of 1441. I'll say scheduled and portioned meals. And I'll tell you guys in one of the shows or recordings that I'm transitioning into eating 1 meal per day, full meal per day. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, staying hydrated throughout the day. It was a crazy idea to me when I first heard it, but it's actually a part of my regular routine for the most part, even though I'm still trying to get it down. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And there's a lot of benefits to it. I'll share that in one of the other videos if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows. The next goal is easily and successfully completed at least 10 days of water, juice, or smoothie fast. Ideally first 10 days of Dhul Hijjah before end of 1441, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one I think is kind of redundant, so I'll just remove that from here, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one is a private goal. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I wasn't able to achieve it last year, but I'm going to focus on achieving it this year, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows me. The next goal is easily and successfully got my shoulders completely aligned and fully functional before the end of 1441. This one is something that I started last year. You know, for some reason my shoulders are not that good, even though this one is pretty okay. This one is not that good. So I'm gonna figure out, you know, what the situation is and how I could get my full range of motion, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So that's another goal that I have. This one's definitely another private goal from last year as well, so I'll keep that there, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This next goal is easily and successfully completed at least 12 full fitra grooming before the end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And you guys know what I like to call fitra grooming is just, you know, clipping my nails and trimming up all the hairs and getting a good lineup and haircut and whatnot, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So that is in the way. The next goal is easily and successfully completed at least 4 full hikes before the end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And that's something I love hiking. I enjoy hiking a lot. If you live in or around Salt Lake City, Utah, and you would like to become my hiking buddy, just like my brother Jamal was, he moved back to Georgia, sadly. You know, brother that we got on the same wavelength, mashallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant him success fi dunya wal akhirah. The next goal is easily and successfully got at least two full chiropractic adjustments and massage before the end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So I'm looking forward to that. The next goal is this one is the new subcategory, which is neatness and abundance goals. Easily and successfully renewed license plates for the cars before end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next one is, this one I didn't have last year. It was already on it because we do it every year, but it's just a good reminder for me. Easily and successfully renewed townhouse lease for another year before the end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's another private goal carrying on from last year, and I'm not quite sure if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will allow me to achieve it this year, but I'll have it there again. This next goal is easily and successfully cleaned house and home office at least 12 times before the end of the year. I think, you know, before the end of 1441, You know, I like to add before the end of 1441 because it creates a sense of urgency that I didn't have before, because I know I'm on the clock every month, every minute. So I don't know what that was. Don't ask me. You know, and as I continue to set and achieve my goals, I find better ways to do it. I'll give you a quick tip that has worked for me a lot, is to have a particular goal, the quantity and time frame. That will allow you to create the perfect goal in all areas of your life. And I remember one of the imams locally was asking me to do, like a seminar or webinar on how to set and achieve your goals. And I think I might do that, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, because now I feel like I've learned so much about it. A lot of the things that I thought is what it takes is actually not what it takes. It's a lot easier than we think it is. It's a lot harder than we think it is as well. So it's a little bit of balance in between. So I'm looking forward to that, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This goal was actually achieved last year, so I'll just remove it. Easily and successfully bought one regular shelf for my home office before the end of 1441. The next goal is easily and successfully improved my wardrobe before the end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This one I'll just keep private, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is easily and successfully washed cars at least 4 times before end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And that actually finishes up the deen, the health and fitness. The last goal under deen and self is adventure and fun, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is easily and successfully enjoyed all 4 quarters of my Ridwanullah retreats. Before end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This next goal I'll keep private for now, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And this is something that's a little bit, I wouldn't say overdue, but it's getting there. The next goal is to easily, and this one's another private one, before end of 1441, and I think it's more of a placeholder as well. I'm not quite sure if I'll be able to, to be able to do that, but we'll see. This one is definitely another placeholder, but I wouldn't even say before the end of 14. Well, let me just put it there, since it's a placeholder as well. And when I say placeholders, I just mean goals that are a little bit long stretch, that'll probably not be this year. If it happens this year, it's a little bit miraculous. But you got to have some of those goals where, you'll never know. You never know, you know what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will allow you to achieve. So you just got to stay hopeful and set your intentions. So those are my, you know, adventure and fun goals. What else would I like to achieve in that? You know, I've actually, let me put here, I've been thinking about this. Easily and successfully went water rafting at least once before end of 1441. This one's a little bit out there for me. I don't know if I'm gonna like water rafting or not, but you know, part of the adventure side of me is like, try it, you know what I mean? I might have to brush up on my swimming skills and see how that goes, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, and then we'll go from there. So I'll just add on that goal, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, because I've been thinking about it, you know, ever since I go on my quarterly retreats. I've been thinking about that a lot, so I'll just add it on there, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So moving on to the family and relative goals, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. In terms of the general family and relative goals, you know, easily and successfully communicate and connect with communicated and connected with family and relatives before the end of wrong one. Before the end of 1441. The next one is easily and successfully hosted and or was a part of at least 2 family gatherings before end of year, before end of 1441, I should say. And these are just regular gatherings, or not regular, but, you know, gatherings within the family that, you know, at least once during the summer and maybe one around winter, you know, just do something fun with the family. And even though we haven't really focused on something like that the past couple of years, it just kind of happened to be able to be a part of it. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Easily and successfully went to the lake and hiked with family before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully had at least 4 family meetings before the end of 1441. Under the next subcategory under family and relatives is spouse and children. You know, a lot of these are, you know, personal goals, so this part I'll be skimming a lot through it, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. But I'll make sure that these are set properly even for me, because I found putting easily and successfully in front of each goal is something that I want to keep as a standard, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, because that's what I want to do. I want to easily and successfully achieve these goals, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, and by programming that in my mind through my language, it just feels good. This one's definitely a private one, so I'll just keep it at that. This one's another private one, so I'll just keep it at that. Easily and successfully This one's another private one, so I'll just keep it at that. Easily and successfully another private one, so I'll just keep it at that. This one's another private one, so I'll just keep it at that. This one is a repetitive one, so I'll just delete that. You know, the crazy thing is we're about 2 weeks into the year, and alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, we're actually able to achieve some of the goals already. So I'll share that with you guys on the Muharram monthly goals report bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This one is easily and successfully got rid of a broken phone before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is easily and successfully bought shelves for the garage before end of 1441. This one is a private goal, so I'll just keep it at that bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully bought Eid clothes for the family before end of even though I'm saying before end of 1441, you know, some of these goals are specifically, you know, planned out, and then some of these goals are you know, at a particular time, so it has to be a little bit before Eid, Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha, and probably on a regular, you know, Fridays every now and then, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. You know, I'm actually very, very, very happy and grateful to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for allowing me to improve my goal setting concepts and strategic systems and language. It's just unbelievable. Allah, like, I could tell the difference between, you know, not knowing how to set and achieve my goals to the difference between knowing how to set and achieve goals and having that confidence to be able to do so. Just skyrockets the trajectory of my success, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, and hopefully it does for you. And hopefully some of the things that I am saying make sense, and if, you know, some of the things do not, I'll be able to help, you know, provide some sort of clarity as well, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This one is another private one, so I'll go ahead and take care of that as well. Moving on to the next subcategory, which is parents, siblings, nieces, and nephews goals. This one's actually accomplished last year. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Easily and successfully communicated and connected with my parents, siblings, nieces, and nephews before the end of 1441. This one's a private one, so I'll keep it at that. This one's another private one, so I'll keep it at that. This one's another private one, so I'll keep it at that. Another private one. Another private one, so I'll keep it at that. This one's another private one. Easily and successfully visited parents and family at least once a year before end of 1441. This one's another private one, so I'll just keep it at that. And that actually concludes the parents, siblings, nieces, and nephews goals. Moving on to the grandparents, aunts, uncles, and cousins goals. This one's another private one, so I'll go ahead and keep it at that. It's another private one. This one was from last year. It wasn't achieved, but it doesn't seem to be moving forward, so I'll just keep it at that. This is another private one, so I'll keep it at that. It's another private one, so I'll keep it at that. Another private one, so we'll just keep it at that. This one's actually redundant, so I'll just remove that. Another private one. like I said, majority of my family goals as of right now are private. So we'll just keep it at that. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This one is another private one, so I'll just keep it at that. This one's very, very emotional goal. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, and obviously is private. Another private goal, and we'll just leave it at that. I can't think of anything else so far with that. In terms of parents and family-in-law goals, let us see. This goal was actually achieved last year. This one is another goal that was resolved last year. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Easily and successfully. Another private goal. Another private goal. I'm just going to add a couple more to the spouse and children. Another private one, we'll just leave it at that. Another private one, so we'll just keep it at that. It's another private one, so we'll just keep it at that. I think that's pretty much it for family and relatives. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So moving on to the third main category, which is Ummah and world goals. This one is semi-private as well, so I'll just try to move through that as well, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So under the general category is easily and successfully continue to build my community service and foundation organization, which is Ridwanullah Foundation, before end of 1441. I honestly don't know exactly what that looks like right now, but hopefully we'll be able to move forward from there once I continuously build the Ridwanullah business and organization, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's more of a placeholder, but I'll just say it, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully built a volunteer team for Ridwanullah organization before end of 1441. That's a private one, so I'll just leave it at that. These next two are more of a placeholder, but I'll just actually easily and successfully So I'll just move on from there. Starting off with the Masjid and Friends goals and resolutions. Easily and successfully provided at least one Ramadan iftar. Ramadan iftar for the local masjid before the end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully helped with masjid's Ramadan management before end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully helped with Eid, prayer, leadership, and management before the end of 1441, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's a private one, so I'll just skip over that. Easily and successfully helped improve the lives and education. I'll let's say education and lives of our local youth and children before the end of 1441. Easily, and the next goal is easily and successfully met with a local brother about our youth here, youth and children in Salt Lake City, Utah before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully, the next goal is easily and successfully hosted the 4th annual Ridwanullah Brothers Iftar before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully communicated and connected better with my friends before the end of 1441. This one's another private one, so I'll just keep it at that. Easily and successfully helped Masjid al-Huda successfully host Quran graduation event before end of 1441. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I'm smiling because that goal is actually already accomplished. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The next goal is under neighbors and community goals and resolutions. Easily and successfully got to know my neighbors better, especially the Muslim neighbors as well as the non-Muslim before the end of 1441. Easily and successfully hosted at least two neighbors and community meetings before the end of 1441. These are a little bit of long shots. They're a little bit more of ideas, but if I could pull it off, that'll be amazing. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully did as many community service as possible before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is under city and state. Easily and successfully explored meetings with leaders in our city and state before the end of 1441. Easily and successfully helped out the homeless in our city and state as much as possible through Project T before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully helped the Civic League of Utah as much as possible before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillah. Easily and successfully helped with Eid celebrations before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. What else? Another idea that I had was easily and successfully have at least 2 meetings and activities with leaders of our cities and state before end of 1441. So that, I think that was a very, very important idea for me that a lot of the people had within our city and state of Salt Lake City as well as Utah in general. So inshallah, I'm really, really excited to dive a little bit deeper into that bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So that ends the city and state one. The country and world bi-idhnillahi ta'ala easily and successfully continued to do work through Islamic non-profit organizations before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal and resolution is easily and successfully helped as many community service and foundation work in Somalia as much as possible before the end of 1441. As I was thinking about that, I was actually going back a little bit to the goals here. I don't know if this falls under the secular or sacred knowledge. But actually, I'll just add it to the sacred knowledge, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully attended an annual conference, an annual Islamic conference outside of my current state. Before end of 1441. And I thought about this because there's a lot of conferences that I would love to have attended, but for some reason just because of finances and time and everything else, just wasn't able to do that. So I'm looking forward to that bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Let's see. This one's a private one, so I'll move on from there. Easily and successfully kept an eye out for for other needs and wants of individuals and organizations within our country, ummah and world before the end of 1441. So that actually concludes the ummah in the world. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This next category is actually under freedom and wealth. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. This one is about making, managing, and maximizing my freedom and wealth, alhamdulillah. So I've kind of readjusted that into those three categories. So under the first one, and this is the last category, and there are three subcategories within that. The other three categories have four subcategories. The last one, which is freedom and wealth, only has three, which is make, manage, and maximize bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So I'll be looking forward to that bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So the first goal is an income goal. Obviously, this one is a private one. And I love the fact that, like I said before, just having the right words for my goals and resolutions is extremely important to me. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. So let's see. Easily and successfully started at least 1% of halal passive income stream for financial freedom before the end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala is another goal and resolution. This one is another redundant goal, so I'll just move on from there. Another redundant goal, so I'll just release that from there. This next goal is easily and successfully filed my 2019 taxes beginning of February. Actually, I'll say taxes by end of January 2020, before the end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's a private goal, so I'll just leave it at that. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Let's see here. It's another private goal, so I'll just move on from there. Easily and successfully stuck to one financial and accounting calendar system, which is the Gregorian, before the end of 1441. Bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one was a baby goal, uh, which is actually under the managing part of this here. That's why it's actually important to know these things. Okay, let's go back and see here. Okay, moved a couple of things around, so let me find where I was before that. I was actually in the make, which is the income and work goal, but as of right now, it's just the income goal. So that actually concludes that. Then I'm going into my work goals. This is basically, the job or jobs that I have, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, as well as the business or businesses that I have or I'm building, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, as well as the side hustles. Even on top of that, it's like a side hustle to the side hustle, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So this one, I feel like it's a little bit messy, so I have to figure out how to complete that, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So let's see, let's start here with the jobs section. Okay, where am I? Honestly, like I was saying early on when I started this, setting these goals and resolutions and doing my monthly goals reports, what I've realized is that, this is like moving into a new house. Even though, with a regular house, it takes you a couple of days or a couple of weeks, maybe a month or so at, longest, to get adjusted and moved everything around in a new house. This is your life, right? These are the goals and resolutions of pretty much your life. So it'll probably take, a couple of years or maybe a decade or two, potentially to, get everything in order and perfect in the way that you want it. Even at that point, you're still adjusting and adapting and growing and doing things like that. So, having gone through a full year of, goals and resolutions and monthly goals reports, and this is my second go round, there's still going to be a lot of things being adjusted and adapted. Like, so many things. Like, it's just so amazing that, I'll just share with you one of the most important things that I've learned. Actually, I'll save that for last since we're almost finishing up here, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. But it's just amazing, so stay tuned. Hopefully I don't forget to share that with you guys, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So in terms of work, goals and resolutions, the first one is the jobs, and I'll just put the type of job here. This one is easily and successfully maximize my income from my job before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This next goal I'm going to add is a big one for me. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This one's a big goal for me, to be honest with you. As I've mentioned before, I'm actually working from home, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, full time. So this one is easily and successfully was consistent in my punctuality, productivity, and performance at my job before the end of 1441. And then the next goal is easily and successfully continued to work from home full time before end of 1441. I don't think that's before, I would say during 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's a private one, and actually one of the ones that'll impact my schedule the greatest, that I've been dreading the most, but I think I have to make that sacrifice to take this leap bi-idhnillahi ta'ala in this new year bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. That's the one that I'm most excited and concerned about. So inshallah, I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make that easy and successful for me bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, as well as you. Bi-idhnillah. This one is redundant, so I'll just remove that here. This next goal is easily and successfully improved relationships with our customers at my job before end of 1441. This next goal is easily and successfully improved this next goal is easily and successfully improved internal and external partner relationships at my job before 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is easily and successfully improve relationships with leadership, managers, supervisors, and team leads at my job before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And as I said before, the language is so important in your goals. In the beginning, don't really worry about it if you're in the starting stages. But as you continue to get better and better, make sure that you're using words that are very, very powerful for you, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This next goal is easily and successfully improved relationships with coworkers at my job before end of 1441. And I'm not saying, improved as in, these relationships are bad in their current reality. Some of them, none of them are bad, to be quite honest with you. They all just need to be improved, made better and better. And I think I could do a lot better at it. That's why I'm, segmenting all my relationships, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. There's been a couple of, goals and commissions restructures at my job. But alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, I really have to figure out, some of the things. But, I want to easily and successfully, where am I? Hit at least 104% of my monthly goals before the end of the year. At my job before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's a private goal, so I'll just leave it at that, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This goal was already achieved last year, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, which is a big, big goal. So these next two goals are not even relevant anymore, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. So as of right now, I only have one job. I'm gonna move on to the business goals, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, and this is with as of right now, Ridwanullah organization. And I'm trying to also have a professional business, which is the Ridwanullah organization. I'm also trying to develop my personal brand as well, which is the Hussein Mohamud organization, which are pretty much, Islamic personal professional development just on a professional scale. Both of them are professional scale. One of them is just professional and the other one is personal brands. So I'm still trying to figure out how to maneuver through those, but that's pretty much my main business as of right now that I'm working on getting off the ground, which is pretty much an online business, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, and then seeing what offline business opportunities that we have. So that's pretty much the strategy as of right now. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. This one is a placeholder. Once we get our Ridwanullah family to a nation, which I think probably at least 100, well, actually I would say 1,000 follower Ridwanullah family members, then we'll be able to focus on this one, is to easily and successfully hosted our first annual Ridwanullah conference here in Salt Lake City, Utah, before end of 1441. I'll just say placeholder. This is a long shot as of right now, so I just like to just keep it, in mind. The next goal is easily and successfully renewed business licenses and registrations. Easily and successfully renewed business registrations and licenses before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. I still have to check on a couple of the things here on the list. So everything looks to be on track with that. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. As I said with the Ridwanullah conference, that one is a placeholder as of right now. This next goal is easily and successfully started Ridwanullah University before end of 1441. This is just my online training and coaching program on a monthly basis. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And that will start first session, live sessions would be Safar of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, which is next month. And one thing I will tell you is, as you guys can see, I use the Gregorian calendar. So if you guys could also, I use the Hijri calendar. So if you guys are not familiar with the Hijri calendar like I was in the past, then you guys can start using the Hijri calendar. I'll try to have some of the resources available on Ridwanullah.com. So you guys could be able to, download some of these things and get familiar with it. As Muslims, it is very, very important and crucial that we transition to using that as our main system, and then figuring out how to utilize the other systems after that or in conjunction to that. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully kept my website up and running before end of, I wouldn't say before end of, I would say during 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully regular traffic and visitors to my website, Ridwanullah.com, during 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This goal I've already achieved, so I'll just change it to easily and successfully renewed my online teaching software before end of 1441. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Then this next goal is easily and successfully got an online live webinar training and coaching tool before end of 1441. I'll change the tool to a system. I want to be able to have like a system where people could, register for these webinars and, attend them. I don't know. I have a couple in mind right now, but I don't have one in very specific particular that I'm using right now. So I'll be able to figure that out, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully launched my first physical product before end of 1441. I've been thinking about launching my physical product e-commerce business for a long time. I hope that I'll get to do it this current year, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. I'm trying to figure out, just some of the logistics and pricing and things like that. I have, a handful of products that I want to be able to launch fairly shortly. I have a couple of e-commerce friends that are doing e-commerce, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, and working for e-commerce as well. So hopefully I'll be able to see if I could actually pull that off, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So this one is easily and successfully built my email list to at least blank amount before end of 1441. The email list is actually my main method of communication, as I've mentioned a lot of times before. So if you officially want to be a part of the Ridwanullah family, you have to be on the mailing list. I'm trying to create, an offer for people that are that will join our mailing list, as well as those who are on our mailing list. I'll think about that, which is basically like an opt-in offer, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. I'll say 161. Easily and successfully created a very valuable email opt-in offer before end of 1441. Easily and successfully created a very valuable and free email opt-in offer before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This one actually needs to be moved up before this goal. So basically this one is to easily and successfully have an email subscription form on my website for people so people can automatically sign up for our email list before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This next goal is to easily and successfully got my Ridwanullah organization YouTube channel to at least 350 subscribers. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we have quite a few so far and slowly but surely building. If you're not a part of our Ridwanullah family and subscribers, please subscribe to that channel. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next one is easily and successfully got my Hussein Mohamud YouTube channel subscribers to at least 100 before end of 1441. I'm gonna set these ones a little bit low because I think in the beginning you have got to do so much work, and I'm not actually actively promoting my personal page. I'm actively promoting my professional page, which is the Ridwanullah organization channel. But these are the two main channels that I have right now. So I would love for you to subscribe to both of the channels, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Would be greatly appreciated. This one is redundant, so I'll just leave it at that. Actually, let me add on to that. Easily and successfully. This is related to this one's related to the Ridwanullah University, which is the online monthly training and coaching program that I do. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. It is to get our enrolled students to a certain number before the end of the year. So inshallah, if you guys could register and sign up for the monthly, the monthly training and coaching, the online monthly training and coaching program, that would be greatly appreciated. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So this one is redundant. This next one is easily and successfully launched my first online course before the end of 1441. I'm not sure which course you guys would like for me to create, which specific topic that you guys need and want more help with. But the one that I can think about right now is, helping people find clarity and control. So I'm thinking about creating a course around that, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Because that actually is my super gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some of my friends and clients have reminded me of Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So maybe I'll explore that and see if enough of you would like to purchase a course around clarity and control. I'll be able to easily and successfully do that as well, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. This next goal I think is more of a placeholder. I'm not sure if it's gonna happen this year, but if it happens, I'll be more than happy. But we'll see how that goes, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And that is to easily and successfully publish my first book online before end of 1440, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. I'm not sure what the topic will be. Maybe I would say completely maximize your life. That's a topic that has been coming up throughout the year, and that's what I'm building my whole brand and vision and message on. So maybe I'll do that. If you guys have any other book title ideas for me, please let me know. The other one that I'm thinking about is Maximizer's Mindset. As throughout the years, I've developed a maximizer's mindset. I didn't know that's what it was in the early stages of my career, but I clearly know that that's what it is. But let me see here. And or maximizer's mindset. Those are the two ones that I'm thinking about right now. If you have different suggestions or idea, please let me know, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Honestly, these ones are a little bit redundant. So I'll just say, this next one is to do at least 10 seminars and speaking engagements before the end of 1441. So if you are interested in me, doing a seminar for you guys based on completely maximizing your life and or business and or your mindset, then let me know, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. I would love to work more within Salt Lake City, Utah, within or around Salt Lake City, Utah, or even preferably outside of the state as well. So I know there's a couple that were interested in Minnesota. So inshallah, let me know if you guys will if you guys would like me to do some seminars and speaking engagements for you and or your organizations, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, to help me reach that goal. I'll greatly appreciate it. This next goal is about the coaching and consulting, is to easily and successfully have at least a certain number of coaching and consulting clients. This is not a before, this is during. I would like to just maintain a certain number of coaching and consulting clients that I'll help them, completely maximize their life and or business in this dunya and in the akhirah by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So if you would like for me to do that for you, send your request, budget, and details to ridwanullahorganization@gmail.com. I do weekly coaching packages, week coaching package, month coaching package, and then a custom one, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So the week one is $200, which is an hour session, and 30-minute follow-up session. And then the month is 4 1-hour sessions, and then 30-minute session, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, for $500. And then we could work through a deal for the the custom coaching package as well, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And those are introductory prices, so feel free to take advantage of those, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So this one is to easily and successfully have at least a certain number of sponsors and or advertisers during 1441. So if you would like to be, a sponsor and or advertiser, for Ridwanullah TV and organization, feel free to send your request, budget, and details to ridwanullahorganization@gmail.com. A couple of shameless plugs won't hurt. So inshallah, feel free to send that information there, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This is the part of the work goals that I wanted to clean up. It doesn't quite make sense. This next goal is to easily and successfully host at least one Ridwanullah quarterly retreat before end of 1441. It's certainly not first quarter, maybe not even second quarter, possibly third or fourth quarter. So we'll see how that goes. If enough people are interested, I'll be able to host the quarterly retreat for a selected few individuals, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, that we could build off of. So if you're interested and would like to be a part of the list, send your request to Ridwanullah organization@gmail.com, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's a little redundant and it should belong in the income make category. So, well, actually we're still in it. But it should have been in the income category instead of the word category. This next goal is easily and successfully purchased equipment and or supplies for my online and or offline business before end of 1441. And there's a little bit of list of it. As of right now, I'm very, very happy and content with what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allowed me to use. And I want to use that effectively and efficiently first and foremost before upgrading anything as of right now, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, so that I can prove to myself that I could do it with, the basic things that we have available to us to build a successful online business, with the basic tools, equipment tools that we have available to us, so that whenever I'm, coaching, consulting other individuals to do the same, or training them, that, I eliminate all excuse. And that's always been my mindset from day one, is to bootstrap. But once I'm able to get to a certain outcome and results, I'll be able to expand from there, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This next one is easily and successfully, consistently posted content on Ridwanullah organization and Hussein Mohamud channels before end of 1441. And alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, well, I'm not giving a report on that, so this is just the goals and resolutions. Easily and successfully did my first Man, this is too wordy. No wonder I've been not achieving that. Easily and successfully did my first webinar. I would say official webinar because I did a lot of webinars online. Before end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one is redundant, so I'll just go ahead and remove that. This one was already accomplished, so I'll just leave it there because it's going to be important. Easily and successfully improved on my work concepts and strategic system in space before 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. It's a little wordy, but hopefully you guys get the idea for that goal and resolution. The next one is easily and successfully improved my life and business maximization concepts and strategic systems before end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This is actually what you guys see live in action. Is just I like to completely conceptualize and strategically systematize, every single area of my life and business in this dunya and in the akhirah by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's actually, my main gift from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, along with, creating clarity and control for people and organizations. So alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, I would like to continue to improve on that. This one actually is not a part of my main focus anymore, and I actually achieved it last year, so I'll just remove that. Easily and I love this goal right here, because this is a part of what we're doing here, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I'll actually re-strategize this one just to kind of streamline it a little more. Uh-oh. Easily and successfully and publicly declared my 1441 goals and resolutions before end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. The next goal is to easily and successfully published at least 12 monthly goals reports before end of 1441. Inshallah. The next goal and resolution is easily and successfully explored and capitalized on business partnerships and opportunities before end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And that actually concludes my business and mission goals bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The next one is my side hustles and arbitrage business goals and resolutions. Easily and successfully got rid of old Gadget Zone business inventory before end of 1441. This has been one of those goals that are probably becoming a family member that I don't want it to become a family member yet. So inshallah, looking forward to taking care of that bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully started online and retail arbitrage before end of 1441. This is mainly to get e-commerce experience so I can do my own line of products. I don't know how long that'll be, but inshallah that's the whole goal of this bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So moving on to the next category, which is to manage let me just update it here. Freedom and wealth, making goals and resolutions. I think having just a little bit of full sentence would help out, inshallah. Freedom and wealth management goals and resolutions. This is like mainly tracking and budgeting for the most part bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And then the last one is freedom and wealth maximization goals and resolutions. That's primarily focused on my net worth, specifically life and investment portfolio goals and resolutions. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So in terms of my freedom and wealth management goals and resolutions is to easily and successfully easily and successfully tracked my budget for at least 3 months before the end of 1441. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. The next one would be easily and successfully tracked and budgeted money and wealth. My money and wealth before the end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. I think some of the other goals that I have under the secular goals, I think I'm just gonna switch it to some of these places bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully created an annual budget before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. That's the next goal. And then in terms of my freedom and wealth maximization goals, specifically my net worth goals, which is in life and investment portfolio, then that is so my net worth goal is a specific number for my whole family, and then for me personally bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, I just felt like I didn't want to do one or the other, so I wanted to do both, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And that is to easily and successfully have a family net worth of and a personal net worth of before end of 1441. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I'm just so happy, wallahi. I'm happy, alhamdulillah. That I could actually set, effective and efficient goals that really get me excited, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Because now, it's just a beautiful game of, setting and achieving goals fi dunya wal akhirah bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's a private one, so I'll just leave it at that, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's another private one, so I'll just keep it at that, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This next goal is easily and successfully kept my $1,000 starter emergency fund during 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's another repetitive one, so I'll just move it off from there. Easily and successfully end of 1441. This one I would like to say a placeholder, but I'll just leave it at that. This one's another private placeholder, so I'll just leave it at that, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. This one's a little bit wordy, but I think it's a little bit of a placeholder as well. It's just easily and successfully created at least 1% of halal passive income for financial freedom through a halal income producing asset before end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully withdrew my about $60 in my 401k before end of 1441 bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully withdrew my $13 Lyft driver payment before end of 1441 bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Easily and successfully explored and capitalized on investment opportunities before end of 1441. I will like to have I would like to have a certain amount before the end of the year in my investment portfolio. Aside from my own, personal investment portfolio, I don't have an actual investment portfolio that I'm investing in. I think I've invested in stocks and mutual funds before, and just personal investments that are not, consistently growing. And hopefully producing passive income as well. Actually, that's what I'm gonna do here. Easily and successfully produced complete halal passive income from my investment portfolio before end of 1441. And this one's a placeholder bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, and this is in the upcoming years when I step up my halal investment game bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, and I'm generating sufficient amount of money to be able to do so bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And I'll actually move this one up here. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And as of right now, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, that has completed my new 1441 New Year goals and resolutions. Alhamdulillah rabbil alameen. These are about 200 goals that I've set for myself. Some of them are completely public, some of them are private. And I'm working on having them on my, the Ridwanullah.com blog, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So you guys will be able to get some link on the description. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows me, for some reason, I just don't have, the capacity and capability for that yet. But you guys will be able to do that manually, and I'll have it easily ready for you as I have more capacity and capability for my business, especially when I'm starting to build my team. Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows me. But yeah, those are all of my, there's probably one or two things that I'll, add on throughout the time. But as of right now, that's it. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. I'm extremely excited and a little bit less nervous now since I've, let you guys know what my goals and resolutions are for the new year of 1441. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. This is just amazing. Wallahi, I feel like, the hard work and the foundation and framework is surely but steadily being built. And you guys will be able to see me doing some amazing things with my life if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala permits me and allows me. And one of the reasons why this is fueling me is because I feel like, there's a lot of non-Muslims who are, exemplifying and modeling, unbelievable amounts of success in this dunya, but very little, if any, actually nothing in the akhirah, because non-Muslims do not have that opportunity of achieving success in the blissful success in the akhirah. So what's really driving me and fueling me is I want to be that complete example and model to the best of my abilities, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, for everlasting blissfully successful life and business success Bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, so that people can model after, just like I'm modeling after a couple of these individuals, because they're not telling me I want halal income, I want halal online business and halal this and halal that. So I'm taking the best that I can with them and then trying to solidify and consolidate that within the boundaries, rules and regulations, and the things that they're doing that are outside of the boundaries, rules and regulations. I'm trying to stay as far away as possible, and it's very, very hard because majority of these online business systems and offers, like Amazon and all of these different portals, are actually not specifically designed for Muslims. And if they are, I'm not aware of many of them. I know there's a couple that are out there, but which one of it is actually within the boundaries, rules and regulations? That is the question. So maybe that's another idea for me in terms of, building, SaaS and other software and apps. Actually, let me just add that on here, to be quite honest with you, with my business goals and resolutions. Okay, let's see. Easily and successfully explored SaaS and other software and apps business opportunities before end of 1441, or at least spoke with the current offers to make it Islamic for our ummah and world. This is very, very important for me because I feel like a lot of the Muslims are taking advantage of these products and services. Some of them are halal. Most of them are halal, alhamdulillah rabbil alamin, and some of them are not. It could be just a little tweak that we need, and we need to be able to unify, as online and offline entrepreneurs and investors Islamically, to be able to take advantage of these opportunities, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So, and explore the Islamic online, offline entrepreneurship and investment networks. There's a couple that I'm thinking about right now. There's a couple, these are just a little bit of notes for me, alhamdulillah rabbil alameen, and there's a couple that I'm actually thinking about getting to learn a little bit of, so I could explore that bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. I think that's actually when I was talking to one of our local Islamic scholars, he gave me that idea. He's like, what? He didn't directly say it, but maybe like an indirect, it's like maybe we should create something like that. And that's another exciting opportunity because I've always loved technology. Obviously, me building my business online, and I still have a lot more to learn about online business, especially the technical coding aspect of it. I think that's the foundation and framework is the coding and the depth of that. And there's like an ocean of that as well. So I'll be looking forward to understanding that part of the business as well, instead of just utilizing what is available to me. So that's it. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Those are all my goals and resolutions. I just want to let you guys know some of the successes and lessons that I've had of that, and some of the failures and lessons that I've had as well. In setting my New Year's goals and resolutions, as well as following it up with my monthly goals reports. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Some of the successes and lessons of that is, I've been able to do it consistently, and that has been amazing for my success. I've been able to achieve, I would say at least 20 to 40% more per year that I've never had before, and that is just amazing to me. I used to feel like every year coming, I never achieve much. I'll save that for the failures and lessons there. But the other success and lesson is that, sometimes it's not as hard as we think it is, honestly. Wallahi, don't get me wrong, it is hard, but it's not as hard as we think it is, as long as we continuously push out of that rut, I should say. The other thing is, success feels amazing. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. That's another success, is just feeling the amazing feeling of success. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. So that's another amazing lesson that I've learned. I'll just keep it short and sweet at that. Some of the failures and lessons that I've had is, honestly, setting and achieving goals is really, really hard, which is counterintuitive, but at the same time, it's not. So, some of the lessons that I've learned is you just have to do what's hard. I remember one of my JavaScript coding teachers at the University of Utah, which I failed miserably in, by the way, in that class. He told me, after he saw me failing and he saw me I was trying. In the beginning it was so easy, but like halfway through or quarter way through, it just got punched in the mouth. With the JavaScript coding class. And he tells me something that I'll never forget. He told me, you just got to do the hard stuff. And I didn't quite understand at that time, but I completely understand now. If you do what's easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will be easy. Like recording these, goals and resolutions is really, really hard for me. It's becoming easier. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. And that's the thing that I've learned about failure is, you fail enough times, the failing becomes easy and it'll easily transition into success, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. The other failure that I've had is, my relationships were not really good in terms of my, goals and resolution settings. But I've learned, some of the needs and wants these relationships have, including myself, and I try to meet it in an ethical way, because I could certainly meet it in a non-ethical, manipulative way, and that's not me. Because I fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to the best of my ability, because I believe in an akhirah where I will be held accountable. My other last failure that I will share with you with the goals and resolutions and monthly goals reports is I wanted to read books from cover to cover, but I haven't been able to for some reason, because I just said I wanted to do it. I didn't specifically said which books, so I have the whole year to read them. So that's the lesson that I've learned from my failure of not reading one full book that whole last year, is that not only setting your intention for reading a full book, 2 full books as of right now for the year, one of them Islamic, the other one non-Islamic, is great and all that, but unless you set the specific book that you want to read, it's going to be hard for you to do so. So this year I've actually learned that lesson of setting the specific book that I want to read. So that will be the essence of what we're trying to achieve in this goal, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. So that's the other failure and lesson that I've had in setting my New Year's goals and resolutions, as well as monthly goals reports. And that's all I have for you, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, for this year's goals and resolutions. I hope that you were able to, follow through each and every single one. You were able to gain some level of inspiration and motivation, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And if you want to dive deeper into that and ask me specific questions here, or also into the program, the Ridwanullah University monthly training and coaching program that I do, feel free to do that as well, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala, and sign up for the Ridwanullah University. So I've just been amazing, alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Looking forward to what is to come for this year, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows us to, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And my challenge for you is to set your own New Year goals and resolutions, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. Because even though it's going to be very hard and challenging in the beginning, it'll get easier and easier and easier, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will allow you to achieve that. If you challenge accepted in the comments below, bi-idhnillahi ta'ala. What else? Yeah, that's it. Jazakumullahu khair, Ridwanullah family. If you haven't subscribed to our email list, please do so. That is the official Ridwanullah family list. And then, also, join us a part of our subscription gang, Ridwanullah family, by pressing the subscription button. And if you've liked this video, please press the like button. If you have any insights and breakthroughs, or something that you've noticed that could help me improve setting and achieving my goals and resolutions and monthly goals reports for the year, leave it in the comments below, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Or if you have any particular questions for me, and if you have content ideas for me, leave it in the comments below. I really try to do the best that I can to read all of these comments and respond to them and implement them as well, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. So your love and support will be greatly appreciated. And if you know someone who's ambitious, who could benefit from these, annual goals and resolutions, as well as monthly goals reports that will be coming up, as well as all the contents, please share this video with them as well, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. It will be greatly appreciated. That'll help us grow, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. Jazakumullahu khair, Ridwanullah family, for tuning in to another special episode of Ridwanullah TV's annual goals and resolutions. I'm your host, life and business maximizer, Hussein Mohamud, checking out by saying, never ever give up on completely maximizing every single area of your life and business in this dunya and in the akhirah, by the grace, will, and for the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.